We'll start day one with a sled warm-up. So you're going to do 5 sets of a sled resisted exercise, and you'll have a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. And you'll look to travel about 30 meters for each of the sets. Now there are a bunch of different kinds of sled pushes that you can do. I'm going to show you with these tires that I've made a sled drag, and I'm also going to show you another type of sled, and it'll be more of a push. And either way works. You can also have a partner and a band around your waist, and the partner's holding the band from behind you, and you're doing running mechanics while he's holding you and giving you some resistance. You can also it doesn't have to be a run. You can make this a walk or like a march. Okay, set up. I can put it around my waist, or better yet, put it around your head like this, and then we'll go like this. See, I had a little forward lean there, and just driving, pushing back with your legs, driving your arms. Alright, we're starting with 20 seconds of thrusters. Get the depth and get completely overhead on every single repetition. 20 seconds at each of these stations. It'll be equal work to rest. So I did my 20 there. I already did a warm-up set, so you're going to go through this 5 times. 5 times through this circuit. 3 different movements. Thrusters. I'm going to get ready for some burpees, and then weighted step-ups. On the burpee, get your thighs and chest all the way down, and then extend with a clap overhead at the top. You want to be able to keep the same number of repetitions for each round. So don't go too fast, don't go too slow, and never sacrifice your body mechanics. Step-ups, keep a good knee angle, lean forward on the step-ups a little bit. Alternating legs each time. Here we go. Try to keep a good tempo here. Get some reps in this. It's a short period of time, so you gotta stay focused in transition on these exercises. And there we go. That was my second round. So I'll do 3 more. It's continuous like this. And you want the weights to go up. So on my thrusters and my step-ups next time, I'm gonna get a little heavier weight. I'm warming them up. And then you can go like the 4th round can be heavier, and the 5th round can be a little bit lighter. All right, next we'll do a StrengthSuperset. You're gonna do 6 sets of this, and you're gonna do a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. You're gonna do 8 presses, and then 4 rounds of a lunge matrix. And you're going to do 1 side per set. So you're actually only going to do 3 sets per side on the lunge matrix. And the lunge matrix can be weighted. The push-ups can be bench press as well. So I'm going to do the first set with push-ups. 8 repetitions, and if you can do them from the ground, great. If you need to elevate, that's good. I prefer elevated hands over going to the knee. But you got to be able to go all the way down and all the way up and maintain your mechanics all the way through. And if you cannot, then just bring your hands up to a higher level and work from there. Okay, so I'll get my 8 in, and use your whole body on the push-up. Flex your legs, flex your abs. I like this tempo where you pause at the bottom, pause at the top, pause at the bottom, pause at the top. 8. I kept my shoulder blades squeezed together the whole time on that exercise. So that took about 10-15 seconds. So then I'll rest 10 to 15 seconds. And then I'll go into a lunge matrix. You're going to do, it's 3 different kinds of lunges, and basically I'm going to keep one foot planted while the other foot does the move. So the first one I'll step out, the second one's a lateral lunge, and the third one's a back step lunge, and then I repeat. The lateral lunge is a little bit different. The front step lunge and the back step lunge are pretty much the same. I'll go through 4 cycles of this each step. Look at my angle here. Knee angle has to be out and knee has to be back. Not too wide, not too narrow with your stance. My back heel is elevated. My whole foot on the front foot is down. On the lateral lunge, this one I'm going to really change my torso angle, so I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to bend one knee. The pivot leg is, I'm going to extend that knee. And then the back step lunge is very much like the front step lunge. So I'll rest. On this side, I'm going to show you the bench press. I'm going to do dumbbell bench press. It could be barbell bench press as well. So get my weights up into place. I'm going to start with them touching right at my chest. I have a little bit of an angle with my dumbbells. And I'm going to have my feet down. I want to use my legs for the press. Squeeze my shoulder blades back and down and keep them that way as they press up and down. I'll get my 8 here. You're squeezing your abs. Try to get that tempo. Quick through the middle, pausing at the top and bottom. Keep squeezing, and that's your set. Now, yeah, so I just did 1 side per set on my my lunges. Now I would do the other side. Okay, next is a CoreCircuit. You're going to do 4 sets of this, and it's going to be a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio period. So you're going to speed it up a little bit, and you're going to do some dip holds. You're going to do standing hip circles, 8 repetitions. You're going to do 8 diagonal lifts, and you're going to do 8 lateral leg lifts. And it's going to, 15-second dip holds. So I'll start with that. I have these rings, but any dip setup that you can use, go on ahead. And if you're pretty good at dips, you can add resistance to this period. Okay, so I'm going to start, and I can just hold this position. That's the first thing I would want to do. Make sure if you're on the rings to squeeze your hands together close. And if you're pretty good at this, then you're going to just do repetitions during that 15-second period of time. And just make sure your mechanics here, don't let your shoulders round and shrug. You have to keep your shoulders retracted even as you go into the bottom. Okay, so then I can do my lateral leg lifts, and it's just going to be 8 each side. You can go through this motion pretty quickly. Notice I keep my knee straight and I'm leading with my heel as I go to the side. Try to squeeze the outside of your butt. Then I'm going to do 8 diagonal lifts each side. I'm going to keep my shoulders and hips square, and then I'm just going to raise the weight right across my body here. I can have a pretty quick tempo. Notice my elbows stay straight. I'll switch sides. 8 each side. Keep your abs tight. Shoulders square. And then the last one, I'll do some hip circles. I can hold on to something if I need to, but try to balance. And you'll squeeze your butt to kick your leg back, and then open your knee to the side to come around. Switch sides, trying to make the motion only happening at your hip. The rest of your body will stay centered. All right. Okay, this is the final part of day 1. So you're going to do 6 sets of this. This is a CardioSuperset. You're going to do 6 sets. Recommended 2-to-1 work to rest ratio. You're going to start with a 30-second run, and all of these are going to go down and back. So the distance you can travel down and back in 30 seconds. Okay, then you take your rest period. Then you go into a 30-meter rack carry. So you're going to hold some weights in a rack position. You can use a barbell with this. You probably want to use a short barbell, or you can also use a pair of kettlebells or dumbbells. I have kettlebells that I'll show you today. So then you take your rest period. Then you go back to your run. You do another run. And then after the rest period from the run, you do an overhead carry. And you carry a weight overhead for a total of 30 meters. So that would be 15 meters down and back. So I'm going to start with my run. I won't quite go for 30 seconds. I'll abbreviate it a little bit. But watch the running mechanics. Okay, next part, I'll go into my rack carry. So I'm going to get my kettlebells up into this position. There's a trick to it, which I'll talk about in another video, but the idea is get him into position and then walk briskly. Coming back. Good, now I'll take my rest period. Honestly, if you want to run faster, take more rests. Probably a 1-to-1 work to rest, or even a 1-to-2 work to rest is fine. But if you're a real cardio junkie, then 2-to-1 work to rest. Okay, got my sprints, and then now we'll do an overhead press. And these are really heavy for me, so I'm only going to do one at a time, and you can do it this way too. I'll go down with my right hand, back with my left hand. Press it overhead. Try to be straight overhead with it. Bring it down. Switch sides on the way back. Try to keep your spine from arching. You want to keep your spine in a neutral position in that overhead press position. Okay, then I would just basically repeat that 3 more times.